got the prop on. To balance the prop, I found the best way was to put some of that super tape I love to use on the back of the blade that wasn't heavy enough, and then just cut it away, the tape that is, not the prop, until it balanced out, and that is spot on now, so there'll be no vibration from that. I haven't connected the tail feathers. Let me turn it round. So these are still disconnected, and so are these. I suppose I could put a battery in it and get it programmed in. So let me sort the CFG out, get a battery in it and just test. Well, it turns out all my batteries are storage mode. So I've got one on charge to try in this. But while that's charging, I thought I'd stick my lights on. And they come with a little pad. It's very thin, but it's like double-sided tape. So you peel one side off and stick it on. But they also come with this nice smooth plastic thing, and I think what you're supposed to do, because it's cut out into a shape, is peel this off. It is sticky. Stick it where you intend to put these and then stick those on top. Okay, so this is the left wing. I've got upside down, of course, but this is the left wing. That is known as the port wing, and therefore the red light goes on it. And what I've decided to do is to follow this line, use a rule, and then I'll use that to position it here on the tip. Something like that. Peel this off at the back here. And that's what we end up with. That's pretty secure on there. So let's move the plane around and do the other wing. So this is the right wing, which is green. This is of course starboard. Again, we peel this off. Okay, and again that will be pretty well stuck on there. And then of course the last one is a white one, which I'm going to put on the tail, and I thought it would be quite good here in that position. They have the same functions. And there we have it. There it is. Underneath, basically. So according to the manual, we have a spring in each one of these, then a spring up here, and then a wire in between each. There's two for the front, and they're slightly, one pair is slightly longer than the other. Now the manual doesn't distinguish between the long ones and the short ones, so it thinks there's only 2 short ones and 4 long ones. But out of the 4 long ones, 2 of them are definitely a tiny bit longer than the other, and I think they go to the back. Now, as far as the springs are concerned, looking at the pictures, they all look the same. There's 8 like this, but there's only 2 like this. That's why it goes in there. Simple as. Then I think the big one goes to the back. I'm going to take that off first. Okay, so we've got those 2 on. Let's put that through there. Okay. Just leave those like that. Okay, these are where they connect, and I've got hooks and loops. So I guess the loop goes over there. And then I've got to get the hook through the little hole here, like that. They look alright to me. So here's the string. It doesn't seem to have much tension in it. There's the spring. There's another spring. There's the other spring, and these are the rods. I've got the slightly longer rod going to the back. Again, I have no idea if that's correct or not. So we're going to do the same side. I've got a tiny rod and 2 lots of springs. So I'm going to hook one. Oh, it's too easy, isn't it? So I'm just going to keep these in. So let's put that on the rod first. Let's go through the loop. Let's put that into there. So that's like that. I'll put that through there. Get through as well. That's quite good. Alright, so we're going to do this one next. Right. Let's go and get my battery and try out the electronics. Now, safety first, before I put the battery in and test stuff out. The prop's coming off. And it also gives me a great opportunity to show you how I balanced it. So this is the back of the prop. As you can see there, it's got some tape on it. Now that tape is making this blade the same weight as this other blade, and it will not come off. So we're now safe. So now we're going to mark the centre of gravity. Now the centre of gravity, according to the manual, is 80 to 85 millimeters from the leading edge. So I'm going to measure that back and see where that comes. So let's put that on the centre line. Put that there. In fact, 85 is just behind the plate. So let me try something here. If I do that, mark 85. Yeah. So 85 is basically the plate. So if I just do that, that is where the centre of gravity should be. Yeah, 85, 85, 85. Now it says between 80 and 85, so I might come back 1 or 2 millimeters, then put my CFG markers in. So this is one of my CG markers, and the way I mark a CG is I use a stick. So that's the CFG. But what I tend to do is just bring it slightly forward of the mark now. So I'm between 80 and 85. I'll punch a hole through that. That's it. And then I will glue my stick in it. We'll go in there. That's fine. And I'll let those dry and then step them back using these. So this is now linked up, so the rudder is now linked up to the servo and the elevator is linked up to the servo. So here she is all ready. Let's take this off. I've got 2 lines marked on the inside of the fuselage. The first line was marked here by mistake. In fact, what I'd done, I'll be absolutely honest with you, I did the first line there, then thought, oh no, it has to come forward to put this line, then realised it has to go back. Now the reason for that is I didn't have my prop on while I was trying to set the CFG. What an idiot. Everything's linked up. Good, plug the receiver in. We've got our ailerons. Now this manual doesn't say anything about movements, so I've got 100%. Mid-rates are 75%. Low rates are 50%. I have no idea how it's going to respond. I'm just hoping that the worst case scenario is I'll take off on mid-rates while I'm flying. I'll try high rates and then I'll use low rates if I have to. Now I've got 30% expo in all of my control movements. For the elevator and low rates.
Mid-rates. High rates.
Rudder, high rates. They are quite low. Also you'll notice I have mixing with the ailerons with the rudder, and that's about 20% rudder.
Low rate.
So she's all ready to go.
Throttle cut off. Timer start. Timer stop. Timer start. Timer stop.
But it came together okay. If I've got any observations to make, it's the fact that there's very little instructions of any use really in the manual. It doesn't tell you about these wires, you have to work them out yourself. The other thing I noticed, and the biggest bugbear I've got, is the foam is so soft. It really is soft. You can see my thumb marks and finger marks all over this plane now. I've never experienced the foam quite like this for marking. But anyway, she's all done, so she's got to go up to her hangar space in the sky until I'm ready to give her a maiden flight. And what do I mean by that? Well, let me show you. So these are on my ceiling. I've got the Carbon Cub S+. I've got the Arrow P47 Thunderbolt. And over here I've got my Bixler 3, and then right the way around over here I've got my Bixler 2. And this space, this cord hanging down, is where Slowpoke's going. And I will get a video of it when it's up there. And there she is. The Cub behind. Slowpoke. There's my Arrow Thunderbolt. There's the Bixler 3. And there's the Bixler 2. There's a sneak peek of some other stuff I've got to work on. So thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.